Hi guys, my name is Mariah, and the movie that I did for analysis is the Spongebob SquarePants movie. So, the Spongebob SquarePants movie, if those of you who haven't seen it, starts off with SpongeBob. He is a fry cook at the Krusty Krab, and Mr. Krabs, the boss of the Krusty Krab, he creates a second restaurant, Krusty Krab 2. And so he needs a manager to be the manager of the Krusty Krab 2. And so SpongeBob is looking and thinking that he's going to be the manager of this new Krusty Krab. But it turns out Mr. Krabs does not give the promotion to SpongeBob. Instead, he gives it to Squidward. And so his reasoning behind this, he tells SpongeBob, is because that he needs a man as the manager, and SpongeBob is a kid. And so this crushes SpongeBob. And so all throughout the movie, SpongeBob is trying to prove to not only himself, but to everybody else that he is not a kid, he is a man. And so later on in the movie, Plankton, who is Mr. Krabs' arch rival, he is the opposite, the rival restaurant to the Krusty Krab called the Chum Bucket. And so he is looking for a way to get world domination, to defeat Mr. Krabs, and to bring all the customers to him so that he can take over the world. And so Plankton devises a plan, steals King Neptune's crown, and frames Mr. Krabs as if he did it. And so now King Neptune comes looking for Mr. Krabs, and he's about to execute him. And SpongeBob comes in the middle and says, I'm not going to let you do it, King Neptune. Why don't you let me go get your crown back? And they realize that King Neptune's crown is in Shell City, which is, everybody knows in the movie that this is a terrible place. That King Neptune says, you don't go to Shell City and come back alive. You don't do that. So SpongeBob says, no, I can do it. And so he gives him 6 days to go to Shell City and bring his crown back, or else Mr. Krabs is terminated, he said. So after this, SpongeBob and Patrick go on this journey to Shell City in order to get the crown back and prove once and for all that they are men and not kids. And later on in the movie, SpongeBob and Patrick realize, after coming back and after defeating Plankton, they realized it was never about them being men, but it was about them persevering and being who they are in spite of, and they still were able to achieve their goals. So the 3 course concepts that I will be analyzing in my project are friendship. And so the number one thing is friendship. And so you see that all throughout the movie, SpongeBob and Patrick, in their relationship, it is a friendship. And you could see how much and how close they are. And so the definition of friendship is a relationship between 2 people that involves the voluntary seeking out of one another and the displaying of a strong emotional regard for one another. And you definitely see that with SpongeBob and Patrick. The second one is cooperative relationship. And so a cooperative relationship is defined as a relationship based on supportiveness, sharing, interdependent efforts, and trust. And so you see that through and through with SpongeBob and Patrick, and that's how you realize what kind of friendship they have. And so you see that SpongeBob and Patrick are very supportive of each other all throughout the movie. They support each other in whatever they do. When SpongeBob didn't get the promotion, Patrick was there. He supported him. They were both at this little kind of Bikini Bottom kind of bar kind of thing, and he supported him either way. And they both share interests in, they give each other, they trust each other. And so they're very open with their communication and honest. And so the third course concept that I'll be previewing is functional conflict. And so SpongeBob and Patrick didn't really have a lot of conflict in the movie. The conflict was more so happening around them. And so they were working together to face adversity. So there wasn't much conflict between them two in the movie, but this specific course concept I wanted to take out from a specific moment in the movie, and that was when SpongeBob and Patrick got to the hardest part of their journey, where they were almost about to reach Shell City, and it got the hardest. And SpongeBob, after all his perseverance throughout the entire movie, said, Patrick, we can't do this. we are really kids. And that's when they got into that argument, because SpongeBob said, if we go through this, we're not going to come back alive. And Patrick said, no, 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 we're men. And he says, open your eyes, Patrick. What do you think this is? And so that's when they get into that big argument. And so in this moment, I see functional conflict, and functional conflict is defined as a conflict that develops a clearer understanding of needs, attitudes, and beliefs. And so in this moment, SpongeBob was communicating that him and Patrick need to go back. They can't continue on, or else it's going to be dangerous to them. And so they did communicate that. And so all in all, I definitely rate SpongeBob and Patrick a healthy relationship. There's a lot of give and take. There is, if you give, they also receive, and they both support and give to each other. And so that is my analysis. Thank you.